Muted again. Welcome to Coffee with Chaos. Back here is Chaos. My name is James. This is my coffee. I'm glad to be here. I hope you are glad to be here, however many are here. Interesting week. I had some plans for this weekend that fell through, but they fell through a little bit too late for me to get scheduled for Friday night's sale with Horizon Picks. Not a big deal. It's one of those things that happens. Not too worried about it. Yeah, I could use the money, but it is what it is, and I'm not going to worry about it. I've got the normals tonight. I've got my the comics that I pressed. Then I've got something a little different that I'm going to show you that's in this. I've got what I picked up new. I've got that right here. And of course, I have a box of stuff to show you from my Lost and Found. These are literally lost and found. I knew I had them. I had no clue where they were. I just went through one or two items to see what I could find. Hi, Perla. How are you doing tonight? So, like I said, I went through two or three of them to see what it was. And I went, wow, I've been looking for these. Been wanting these. A lot of this stuff that I'm going to show you tonight is going to go on eBay just because I need to clear stuff out. I've got way too much. In addition to what I found on that, because I found some old National Geographics that didn't have the covers and they were all messed up, and I was getting ready to throw them away when something caught my eye. And if I can find it, I'll show you what it was. Because these items sell for a reasonable amount of money. If I can find it, like I said. Here we go. A full page advertisement for a Nash. This is from 1940. I'll probably get $5 to $10 for that one advertisement page right there. And I've got a bunch of them. So that was a nice find. But that's neither here nor there. That's just stuff that I was getting ready to throw away and then decided to look at it before I did. Always check what you've got before you throw stuff away. You never know when you're going to strike gold or, a little bit of copper. So let's go ahead and get started with what I pressed this week. That's the first thing I'm going to do. And we're starting off with DC Comics Presents number 60 from 1983. Turned out really nice. It's definitely part of my collection. I didn't have the newsstand variant of this, so I'm very happy to get that and have that. Puss in Boots number 500, actually Classics Illustrated Junior Puss in Boots number 511. This is got a reorder number of 576 on it, so the number is actually 511-576, but it's from 1969, and the date is on the inside of this particular issue. And I showed 3 or 4 of those last week too. Then we have House of Yang number 6 from 1976. Nice Bronze Age book. One of the best things Charlton ever did, as far as I'm concerned. For the Bronze Age, anyway. Patrick, glad you can stop in. Always happy to see you. Michael, good to see you. I have something you'll be interested in seeing. Archie's Pals and Gals, number 94 from 1975. This one turned out pretty nice. I mean, it has this crease here, but it's nice and flat now. And I'm slowly working on getting all of my Archies pressed. This next one doesn't belong to me. He's supposed to come pick it up this weekend. Giant Size Chillers number 1 from 1974. This is a really, really nice copy. I wish I could have gotten them to let go of this one instead of the one that I got. But hey, I'm happy with just having a copy. So I'm going to set that over Well, no, we'll just stick it back to stack. Next up, from 1965, Woody Woodpecker, number 85. On that one, I think it was, I'd have to look it up because I don't remember. Yeah, I'd have to look it up. Give me a second and I will. In fact, let's see. John Romita. John Romita Sr. was the artist on that. Jerry, nice to see you. Glad you could stop in. Anyway, Woody Woodpecker from 1965 is number 85. I love Gold Key Comics. I love Dell. What can I say? Then I have Creatures on the Loose, number 11. I'm slowly working on pressing all of this collection also. I've already seen all the Tomb of Draculas on previous Wednesday night shows, and now I'm into showing you Creatures on the Loose. It's from 1971. Next we have Baby Huey and Papa from Harvey. I may offer this up for sale, but probably not, because it's kind of neat. It does have a pretty bad tear right here, so I probably won't bother trying to sell it. We have Tarzan, number 246 from 1976, and of course, that's a Joe Kubert cover there. Really nice. Everybody's always welcome to interrupt. That's kind of what this is about. Aladdin and His Lamp. This is Classics Illustrated Junior, number 516, from 1956. And the reason I know it's from 1956 is because the reorder number on it is 530, which makes it 516-530. And number 530 was published in 1956. That's how I figured out what the date was on that. Can't do that with all of them, though, because when you hit 576, that was the last issue, and they kept republishing them after that. So then you have to look on the inside and hope there's a date. Kenneth Bird, glad you could stop in. Next, we have A Ghostly Tales, number 70. From 1968. It does have some Steve Ditko art on the inside. Yes. Oh, and it also has Dr. Graves' story in it. That's kind of cool. You're enjoying this way too much. That's great. I love it. This one I showed last week. It was in my for sale pile, and I pulled it out and said, "Hey, I'm going to press it." It's in really bad shape. It's still in really bad shape, but at least it's flat. Street Fighter 2, number 1, newsstand. And like I said, it's still in really bad shape, but at least it's flat. So that's kind of nice. This was published in 1994. And supposedly there were 12 issues, but that's the only one I've ever seen. Next we have Archie's Girls, Betty and Veronica, number 180. This is from 1970. So right on the cusp of the changeover between Silver and Bronze Age. Although personally, I would put the Bronze Age around 69, but that's just me. This is the Twilight Zone, number 78 from 1977. Newsstand copy, of course. We have Creatures on the Loose, number 12. It's not in the best shape in the world, but at least I have a copy, and that's all that I care about with this series, except for the crucial issues like number 10, which I have a nice copy of that. So, and I showed it last week. We have Richie Rich, Dollars and Cents, number 101 from 1981. And I'm thinking I have the first issue of this somewhere. I couldn't tell you where. It's in that room over there somewhere. We have DC Comics Presents, number 77 from 1985. And it has the Forgotten Heroes, and of course that's Dolphin on the covers. It's worth getting just for the Dolphin, just to have Dolphin on the cover. Then we have Classics Illustrated Junior, The Emperor's New Clothes. This is from 1969. This is one of those ones that's number 517-576. So this was in the last print run. It does have like a worm damage right there that goes almost through the whole book. But that's okay. When I sell it, I'll probably sell it cheap. A little more coffee here. And we have Ghostly Tales from the Haunted House. This Ghostly Tales number 71 from 1969. And that is a Jim Aparo cover. It does have a Steve Ditko story in it, though. Yeah, like a bookworm. Yeah, like a bookworm. Don't worry, it's long gone. Then we have Archie's Betty and Veronica, number 178, and again from 1970. This is actually a pretty nice copy. I'm very happy with it. And here is Walt Disney's Comics and Stories, number 289 from 1964. Not the best copy in the world, but like I said, I'm just happy to have one. Let me get that back out, and I'll take it out of the so you can see it a little better. See right here? I try to teach stuff here. I try to teach people things when I'm on the show. Not through the whole book, but through about 2/3 of it. A very small portion at the very back has it. But it doesn't affect reading it. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I showed you a comic that had mold on it. And I mean, the mold was bad. It was almost black. And I've been working on it. And I've killed off all the mold. First, I put it in a in my chamber to get rid of that, and my brain has stopped and doesn't want to tell me what it was. And then I washed it with vinegar. So I killed the mold once. Now I'm killing it again with vinegar. And it was a vinegar water solution. I think it was about 8 to 2, 2 cups of vinegar to 8 cups of water. Right, ozone, my ozone chamber. And like I said, then I went through and did with a little bit of vinegar. And then I washed it. And then I rinsed it off real good, got as much of the vinegar smell out as possible. And then I took 5 tablespoons of bleach. And this is regular bleach like you'd put in the laundry. And about nearly a gallon of water. And I washed it and I let it soak in that for about 15 minutes. And this is what the cover looks like now. Of course, I let it flatten out in a cold press for 2 days. And you can still see where some of the mold was, but it's dead. I mean, that mold is not going to affect anybody. And it takes about 2 days for me to do this. And every single page has mold on it. So I'll be doing it with every single page. And that's going to take, figure 8 pages plus the cover. That's 9 pages. So it's going to take about 18 days to do it. That's all right. We don't mind as long as you're here. That's the main thing. Like I said, I'm glad to be here, and I hope everybody else is glad to be here too. So that was a special thing that I'm working on. Now that comic is worth nothing. I mean, I could go out and buy one for probably $3 or $4 in near mint, very fine to near mint. But I wouldn't have the experience of what I'm doing, and what I'm doing is trying to find a good way to kill and remove most of the leftover mold, because I have 2 comics that are worth something that I want to do that with, and that's why I'm doing that. I have Invaders #1 and Invaders #2, and both of them have mold on them. The mold on them isn't as bad as this is, so I figure use this as a test, finish it, and of course that'll go in my collection because I don't have a copy of it. And then I'll know how to get that mold off of the Invaders a little better. And if it doesn't work quite the way I want to, then I'll go with other things. Yeah, I could do that, but that would require a 3rd bath. So it's just as easy for me to spray it down and get the water off of it that way. And that's what I'm doing. Now I'm going to show you what I got new. It's not really new. I've had them for a long time, but I got more of them. This is the only thing I bought this past week. Because I was almost out, and the company I get them from was having a sale on them, so I went ahead and bought a case. They're $250 in a case. Now, I sell a lot of small stuff on eBay, and I've put in these little poly bags, I put things that are worth $3 and things that are worth $80 in these small poly bags. But by buying them in bulk like that, I pay about 30 cents a piece for them. That's the only thing I bought this week. So you're out of luck on that one. Don't have anything new to show you, really, so I guess we got to go to the old stuff after I have another sip of coffee. Last week, I showed you a bunch of magazines and Mad magazines and stuff like that. This isn't that. They're magazine sized, but it isn't that. A lot of this stuff is games related, role-playing games related. Pull out a stack of them. And the first thing I've got is, I don't even know what year this was published. I've had this since the 80s. I know that. And this is the Complete Fantasist. And like I said, I've had it since the 80s. And this is definitely something I will be offering on eBay. I don't know how much. I'm thinking it's probably about a $20 or $30 item. Could it be higher? I don't know. Hey, how you doing today? Glad you could stop in. Next, I have the Armory's 30-sided dice gaming tables. Now, the Armory was the first one to come out with that 30-sided die. So that's kind of cool. And this, again, it's from the 80s. Here's something from Steve Jackson game. And this is Toon, the cartoon role-playing game. And I'm going to check the date on this. I think this is the first print. 1984. Staple has a little rust on it. So this has gotten damp over the years. I'll end up pressing these before I sell them just to make them a little better. Now here's something I've been looking for. BH4. That's Boot Hill 4. It's a Boot Hill module. You just don't see these. And it's complete and it's never been played. Is this my original? I believe it is. Yes. First print of Dungeon Module Q1, Queen of the Demon Web Pits from TSR. And it is the first print. I'll probably keep this. Some of these I'm going to have to open up and take them out. Those bags are pretty messed up. And this is a Legend Quest adventure. This one's from 1993. Savagery of the Spider-Men. You know, I had all the stuff to run Boot Hill. I wanted to run Boot Hill. None of my players wanted to deal with it. They didn't want to mess with it. So it didn't work out. Here's one from the Indiana Jones game. This one I'll probably offer up for sale. And here's the second one in that game. From Crunchy Frog, and this is Big Damn Space Battles. And this is from the 90s. And this one I just have to keep. I'm sorry. This is from 1982. It's a first print. It's the phantasmagorical Monty Hall dungeon. And I just have to keep that because that's too cool. Well, I didn't expect to see this. This is my copy of from 1978. This is a sixth print of Dungeons and Dragons, Gods, Demigods, and Heroes. Here's Indiana Jones module number 5. And number 6, Conan module number 3, beautiful Boris cover. We'll have to get some more magazine-sized bags. This is, I'm not sure who did the cover of this one. But this is the Conan module number 2. This is a piece of artwork, or actually, I think it's a print that a friend of mine back in the 90s did for me. He made a print and he signed it for me. Worth nothing to anybody but me, but it's kind of neat to have found it. These next items I will probably be offering up for sale at some point. Prey of Darkness by Judges Guild. Shield Maidens of the Sea Rune by Judges Guild. And these are wraparound covers. Not all of them are. Pirates of Hagrost. I've got stuff nobody's ever seen. That's the whole thing. Hero Expeditions by the Judges Guild. Campaign Hexagon System by for use with Dungeons and Dragons by Judges Guild. There's a Dragon magazine, number 150. Ballots and Bullets, Boot Hill module number 3. I think I already sold Boot Hill. Yeah, I already sold the Boot Hill game. But I haven't sold the Conan game yet. Boot Hill module number 5, Range War. Here's the referee screen and mini module for Boot Hill. Boot Hill module number 1, Mad Mesa. The Conan module number 1. Boot Hill module number 2. This is for use with Tunnels and Trolls, Buffalo Castle. And it's a Tunnels and Trolls module, which of course was solo play. What can I say? That's actually addressed to me. This is a copy of White Dwarf, number 247, and has the Ravine words for Warhammer on the back. This is definitely going to go up for sale. I'll get some good money for it because it's never been opened. And then we have White Dwarf number 258, which has the Dark Shadows campaign. Again, that'll go for a decent amount because it's never been opened. And here's another White Dwarf number 150. Okay, this is cool. I wondered what happened to these. This is the summer 1994 Femme Fatales. That's Sally Kirkland on the cover. This is Volume 5, Number 10 of Femme Fatales. Heather Elizabeth Parkhurst. I don't know if I'm going to sell these or not. Definitely not going to sell this one. It's bad water damage. It's probably sealed shut. Tracy Lords. Marissa McComas on the cover of this one. Yeah, you never know what I'm going to discover. Julie Strain. Rebecca Ferrata. Patrick suddenly woke up. Here's another copy of that one with Heather Parkhurst. Monique Gabrielle and Brick Stevens. Another Julie Strain one. Oh, I got to keep this one. Retrovision number 2. Look at the bottom corner. It has an article. Yeah, I'm going to have to keep that one. White's Guide to the Movies. This is number 2. Of course, that's Liv Tyler. Here you go. Yeah, that's always a good thing. Carry 2. Bond Girls. Oh, here you go. Here you go, Patrick. Dina Mare from Starship Troopers. Of course, the best cover is at the bottom. But then again, I might have more covers in there, so you never know. I don't know. Julie Strain or Cassandra Peterson? It's a tough call. Let's see what else is in that box. We've got Glamour Girls, Then and Now. Oh, yes. I got to be careful how I show this one. Vampirotica. I'm covering up the naughty bits. See? Here's another Vampirotica. These were adult comics. An advertisement that I didn't sell, that I didn't throw away. Gee, I wonder why I have that. Yeah, this isn't going anywhere. This is staying in my play. This is Frank Frazetta Illustrated, number 5. I have a bunch of these somewhere. Another Femme Fatale. Yeah, I believe it. Heather Graham, Lost in Space Cadet. How about Gillian Anderson? Another Sally Kirkland one. There's Samantha Phillips. I think this might be a first issue. I'm probably wrong. It didn't give a volume or a number. Anyway, it's premiere. We have alternative cinema. another issue of Premiere. I really don't. April 1992 or 1998? 1999. So I don't know if it was a new magazine or if it's been around for a while or not. Volume 12. I guess it'd been around for a while. It's the last stack. And of course, the first one on the last stack is one of the best ones. Accidentally hit my mouse. From July 1978, Star Force. Yeah, I wonder why I have that one. That needs to be cleaned up. There's a copy of action figures and their value from the 80s. I already showed you one of those. This is WonderCon. This is a WonderCon convention book. I don't remember what year. $1982. That can't be right. It might be, though. $1991. Yeah, that sounds right. This is from WonderCon number 5. And you could only get this book if you attended, so I must have gone there. Addams Family. Wow, this one is stiff and rusted staples, so this one got wet. Too bad, it's probably worth something. Dragon Magazine number 136. Number 135. $134. From Judges Guild for Tunnels and Trolls, the toughest dungeon in the world. This is the one that has the 54 hit dice troll. Another Femme Fatales. Spawn Sexy Sirens. Hammer Heroines. And wouldn't you know it, the very last one, I'm going to take it out of the bag just so you can see it the way it should be seen. And that's what I found today. It's always fun to find stuff. Drop it all back in there. Going through it a little better. One at a time. Some of them are going to get sold, and some of them will be cleaned up and stay in my collection. That was fun. I actually enjoyed that a lot. Now, I have some comics that I can sell. From the box that I bought last week. And what I was thinking about is the ones that have even a little bit of water damage, but no matter how much, even the ones that are the worst can still be read. So they're reader copies, basically. And I was thinking maybe I'd offer those for like $2 for $1, just to see if anybody wants any of them. And then I have some that are in better condition that I'd like to get about $2 a piece for them, maybe 6 for 10. And I will put those in bags and boards, but I haven't yet. So we can get started on that. But before I do that, I thought I'd offer this up for $2. If anybody's interested in getting this Tarzan children's book for $2, plus shipping, of course. This is the last time I'm ever going to offer it, because if it doesn't sell, I am going to put it in my Tarzan collection. This price is good all night. Now, before I start showing comics that I might be selling, I've been playing around with those programs that I got that I mentioned last week. And I think I'm ready to try to start making something. And that'll be, of course, the next video in the series that I was doing, cleaning that Lois Lane, which has been sitting there on my hard drive waiting for me to be able to finish it. And then I can move on with that. But I think tomorrow I'll be able to I'm going to spend a lot of time trying to get that working and make sure I understand the programs well enough that I can actually make a video. Having said that, I'm going to get these first. These are the ones that are in better shape. These would be $2 each, or I'd go 6 for $10. I can do that. Let me see if I still have that. I had one somewhere. Banners, that's where it is. Except it's not a banner. Yeah, there it is. $2 each, 6 for $10. That's for this first stack, which is a pretty good stack. And we'll get started on those. There's some decent comics in here. I just haven't gone through and priced any of them. I don't know what the value is on most of them. Have a fair idea, but $2 each is fine. And I'm going to start out with New 52, Batman Dark Knight, number 11. Let me move this stuff out of the way so I have a place to put this. Anyway, there's Batman Dark Knight, number 11. Number 12. I'm not sure. Yeah. Fury of Firestorm. This is number 19. I hope I have it. You know what? I'm not going to sell those because it shows on my list, but I don't think I took the ones that were destroyed in last year's flood off the list yet. So I'm going to hang on to those. I'm not going to sell those right now. But this one is available. OMAC number 7. Nice Bronze Age Jack Kirby stuff, I believe. Yep. Definitely Jack Kirby. Sun Devils number 1. Vigilante number 6. And number 7. All right, Michael. Warlord number 24. $34. $35. $36. $37. This is all micro goodness here. $38. $39. $41. $42. $43. Extra OMAC. Who did that story? Greg LaRoque. Number 44. $45. $46. $47. $48. This one has Return of the Claw, as well as Eric. This is the first appearance of Arak, Son of Thunder. Number 49. Number 50. $51. $53. $56. $57. $58. World of Smallville, number 3. World of Smallville, number 4. John Sable, Freelance, number 8. Coyote, number 14. John Sable, Freelance, number 9. Number 10. Number 11. Number 12. Number 23. '24. 28. 29. 30. 31. 32. 33. 34. 35. 37. 38. 39. 40. 41. 42. 43. 44. 45. 46. 47. 47. Star Slayer, number 8. And Namor, number 2. And that's it for those. If you're watching this on a replay and you want any of those, all you have to do is either email me, and the email you can see right down there, gaslord@gmail.com, or hit me up on Instagram, which is also right there. I'll be happy to make a deal with you, and we'll start showing you some other ones. Let me change my banner there. Let's see. All right, these are 2 for $1. Super cheap. They do have water damage on them. Some of it's just wrinkling. Some of it is a little more serious than that. All of it can be fixed if you know how to do it. But to be honest with you, I just don't want to mess with it. So I'm just going to offer them real cheap, 2 for $1, and you can go from there. Geez, I hope I got the right ones. I think to have grabbed the wrong set. I did check every one of, none of the pages are stuck together. They're all able to be read. We're going to start out with Cerebus number 26. Number 38. Number 44. Number 48. Number 49. Number 54. Number 73. Number 74. Number 75. Number 76. Number 77. Number 78. Number 79. I'm trying to show it so that you can see the rippling in them. Number 80. Sometimes you can see it, sometimes you can't. Number 81. Number 82. Number 83. Number 86. Uh, 87. See, this one, it's up here. But like I said, it's definitely readable. Number 88. Blue Devil, number 1. Gem, Son of Saturn, number 1. Teen Titans Annual, number 1. Night Force, number 2. Omega Men, number 2. Omega Men, number 5. Number 6. Number 10. Number 12. Number 13. Spanner's Galaxy number 2. Number 6. Star Hunters number 1. It's actually not too bad. It's just this corner here. DC Superstars number 16, featuring Star Hunters. Tales of the New Teen Titans number 3. And this one's in the wrong stat. Oh yeah, there's a little tiny bit of, see, a little tiny water stain up here, so I put it over here. Same thing with this one. Water stain up there. Number 4. Tales of the Teen Titans number 41. And number 43. Number 45. Vigilante number 1. And this one, it's right here. It's an easy fix if you know how. More Warlord. But before we continue, I want to show you that you really can get those water marks out. This that I'm going to show you had water damage. It had the real waviness to it. But if you look at it now, it doesn't. It just turned out, let it sit in a chamber with a little bit of water in it, a moisture chamber like, and pressed it, and it came out just as good as I could want it. Oh, this is permanent collection stuff. You're not getting that. Back to the 2 comics for $1. These are Warlord, number 22. And some of these, it's very, very slight. I mean, it's right there. But I put it in that stack anyway. 23, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 40, 52, 54, 55, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, and 66. This one has a big tide mark on the back. There it is. That's the Warlords. All right. This one might surprise you. Nexus #1 from Capital City. It is a wraparound cover. #2. #3. #5. #6. This was the last Capital Comics issue. #7. #8. #13. #14. #28. And #31. Coyote #1. #2. I guess I should show that one too. This is the wraparound cover for #1. #3. King Conan #10. Machine Man #5. More Kirby goodness. #6. #7. #8. #9. #11. This one has a pretty good tide mark on the back. It can be removed. Little blue LED light, take it right off. Machine Man #1. This is the Barry Windsor Smith series. Marvel Fanfare #6. This is kind of a shame. I wouldn't have minded keeping that. I like the T. Craig Russell cover on it. Galactus, The Origin. Of course, I have 2 copies of that. The Marvel Fumetti book, which might have been good if it had been real drawings. No Prize book. Marvel Spotlight on Captain Universe, and of course that's a Steve Ditko cover. Did we do the inside? Yes. Steve Ditko artist. Good stuff. New Mutants 32. 34. 47. 'Got it for you. Official Handbook of Marvel Universe #3. number 4, number 6, Time Spirits, number 3, What If 43, Butch Cassidy, number 2. Turns out I have a copy of this. That's in a whole lot nicer shape. So I won't have to disassemble it and deal with that. These are a pain. And Warp Graphics Annual, number 1. That's it. That's everything I'm offering tonight. Like I said, if you see something you want, you're watching it back, just reach out to me. If it hasn't been claimed, and there was only 2 of them that were claimed, shouldn't be a problem. I'm going to show real quick some stuff that I'm going to be sending to Michael Mayron, just so we get some sneak preview. But let me turn this off. Because we do trades, and I told him I'd send him the Thors that I had. A couple more here. Yeah, there's a 398 newsstand, and I'm sending him this probably tomorrow or Friday. 340. 341, 342, 343, 377, 390, 391. Yeah, this is the first appearance of Eric Masterson. He of course becomes Thunderstrike. 395. I have 2 of these. I have a newsstand and a direct. I'm going to send them both. He can keep the one he wants and chuck the others. Same thing with 396. I have newsstand and direct. I'm going to send them both of them. Here's a 398. 399, newsstand, 402, 403, 404. Yep. Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Always liked this cover by Harrison, number 460. Always liked that cover. But wait, there's more. Because I have number 1, Hero's Return. Number 2, the Hela cover. Number 2, the Destroyer cover. Hero's Return, number 1, rough cut. And yeah. Very cool. Number 4. Number 7, number 9, and number 10. Yeah, so I'm sending these off tomorrow or Friday. And of course, I'll send them in the same box that he sent me, which is a box that I sent him. And we're going to see how many times we can get that running. and those will be in the box also. So, yeah, that's a pretty good series. I have more of them. See, I have, but that was the only rough cut I have. But I figured I'd go ahead and send it to him anyway, along with some posters that he's got that he claimed a long time ago, and one he actually paid for. I'm going to send those to him too, and have something else too that I'll be sending him. I have to make sure I put it in there. If I can find it. Yeah, I have to remember to put that in there too. In fact, yeah, I'm evil like that. In fact, the card will be in with the OMAC comic, and that's how I'm going to remember to send that. Because otherwise I'll forget again. So that's it, and we can chat. I believe it was this one. And I think this one is somebody else's. There might be another one. I have to look to find the rest of them, but I'm pretty sure this is one of them. Yeah, there's some posters too. I'm not going to show the posters tonight. I have to dig through them. Let's see what kind of cool stuff I found with that when I was going through the these were National Geographic. This is from 1948. The trailer coach. And on the other side, we have Greyhound bus. And like I said, that's from 1948. What's this one? Got two of them stuck together here. If that happens. Yeah, and I hit my mouse again. This is a Bell telephone ad. This one is Kodak slide projector. And like I said, these are all from 1948. This one is a radio. Oh, that's what happened. It was Jackson Roy Kirk that did it. No, I accidentally hit my mouse and it knocked me off. Here's an advertisement for Glacier National Park from 1948. And Michigan Wonderland. It's an advertisement for Air France. I think we had one in the school I went to. Southern Pacific Railroad and Zenith Radio. The New York Central Railroad. Motorola Portables. And Revere Cameras and Projectors, a company that's been long out of business. This one's kind of a twofer because you have Southern Railway System on one side and General Electric on the other. And I'll probably do the Southern Railway. And then we have Radio Corporation of America, RCA. It's the magic lamp. Elgin watch, which the watch that I wear when I wear a watch is an Elgin. Oh yeah, those are great. Canadian Pacific, which I think this one would probably sell better than the Walling and Wallace Sterling. The Bell and Howell. And I'm thinking this would sell well to like a camera collector or something like that. And here we have Learn to Live, Bermuda. So travel people would be interested in that one. Of course, on the back of the Bermuda one is a Southern Pacific ad. And on the back of the Bell and Howell is American Association of Railroad, or Association of American Railroads. Now for the good stuff. This is from 1940, I think. Nope. It isn't. It's later. I'm not sure as to the exact date on this, but yeah, Studebaker. That's one that people will be looking for. Uh, 40s, mid to late 40s. Most of the ones I showed already were 1948. Buick and Plymouth. Judging from the look of the ads and the prices, yeah, this one is, I think, 1940. This one is thick. You'll be happier in an ash. These generally, and I've seen these go in really rough shape for about $8. So this one is pretty nice. So maybe I'll get a little more for it. Might be worth flattening them out. Trimming just the ad that I want to show, and then pressing it out, making it nice and flat. There's a Studebaker Commander. And Goodyear Lifeguards. It's an inner tube. Definitely late 40s. What I like about this one, and I kind of want to not sell the one for the lifeguards and trim this out. Robert L. Ripley is endorsing the Carlsbad Caverns in New Mexico. So I have more that I haven't disassembled yet. They were all coverless. It's 1940, but there's plates on some of them. You know, something like that might sell also. So I just have to go through them and figure out what it is. Here's one from 1948. That's the one that I already disassembled. This one is from 1949 Hamilton watch. But there's other stuff in there that I haven't, like I said, I haven't disassembled this one yet. Elgin Watch Company. And I don't know who's going to buy them, and I don't know what prices I'm going to put on them yet, but I'll figure it out. But I'm thinking that might be worth going ahead and trying to sell them rather than just tossing them in the garbage, because it is history. So, and there's some articles I might try to sell as just separate articles. You know, say, hey, look, this came out. The magazine was trashed, but this is still good. So we'll see what happens. You have to be prepared to sell whatever. And that's what I'm trying to do. Be prepared. There's two comics I didn't show that were a little water damaged, because I think I'm going to go ahead and put these in my. I think I'm going to go ahead and clean these up. I've got them. I've got copies of them already, although I don't know if I have newsstand or direct. But probably direct, because I think Dazzler was only direct. I have Dazzler 2 and 3, and they have water stains, and I'm going to go ahead and try to get the water stains out of these, and maybe put them in my humidity chamber, because I use a steamer when I press, but I also have a humidity chamber that I use for comics that are water stained or water damaged. But that takes a lot of time. That takes time to do those. But you got to leave it in the humidity chamber 2 or 3 days sometimes to get them to where they're good enough that you can go ahead and fix them. And there's other ways to do it. You can use a damp piece of paper in between every other page on a comic and press it that way, and that'll add some of the suppleness back to the comic. Lots of different ways. Actually, Michael Mayron is the one that told me about that, and I tried it. It works. But humidity chamber works generally best for that. Leave them in there for 2 or 3 days. On the comics that I'm doing the remediation on the mold, I'm not going to say mold removal because some of the mold is still there, but it's dead. So it's more of a remediation than it is a removal. For those, we're talking a day and a half to 2 days for every wrap. And like I said, there's 8 wraps per comic plus the cover. So we're talking 18 to 20 days to finish the whole comic. Now, that comic isn't worth the amount of work that I'm putting into it, but the experience is worth it for when I do the other ones. I think that's going to be it for tonight, unless somebody has some questions for me. Like I said, you can always reach out to me on Instagram or through my email and claim any of those comics that I showed tonight that are for sale. That was the 2 for $1 and the $2 each, 6 for $10. I'll happily sell them to you. I don't mind. If you're a little late, it's fine. And yeah, we'll go from there. But yeah, damp. You can use a damp. Now, when I do my humidity chamber, a lot of people say just put water in a sponge and do it that way. Well, I don't do it because my comic sits up about this high from the water, and I only put a very small amount of water because it's a pretty long chamber. I can fit a poster tube in there. That's how big it is. It's like 2 foot long. And I only put like a 1/4 inch of water in it, just enough to allow it to get in there. I don't use hardly any water in it at all. So. But yeah, damp paper every other page, that works fine. But I'm not. It's kind of a pain. It works, but, and if it's a quick fix, I don't mind doing it that way. If it's just a little tiny bit of wrinkling, you can actually just put the steamer on and just let the steam hit it, and that'll sometimes fix it up. I've done it that way too. Unfortunately, if there's water waviness or water wrinkles, it won't take them out with just steam. You have to go with humidity or with damp paper. I think that's going to be it. We'll see you next Wednesday, and I'll work on doing a video tomorrow after I get these comics boxed up for Michael. Everybody have yourself a great week. Good to see you. Glad you could stop in, and we will see you next week, same time, 8 o'clock, Wednesday night, Coffee with Chaos. Here's my coffee. All going. Good to the last drop. Yes, I do drink Maxwell House. Take care, everybody. See you next week. Bye.